All right. I think we're here.
We are here.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Girl Chat Sports. Mo and Mel here. Just checking in with you guys, seeing what we can do.
It's been a while.
It's a lot going on and it's hot. It's like 107, 109. In case anyone cares what we're living through right now. And yes, we live in Vegas and yes, we're used to this, but you never get used to it. I don't think ever.
Yeah, you don't get used to it. I need people to say, like, well, you're from here. You should be used to it. No, it's the oven. I'm not used to it. Why would I be used to being in an
Why
oven?
would I be used to it?
Yeah,
Why would
we'll be
I?
used to being in an oven every
And
season.
I think we kind of got spoiled because it was just a little extra cool this spring, or I guess you could call
Right.
it spring here. We didn't really have to it didn't get hot fast. I think someone said
It
on the
did it.
news that they saw last year at this time it was like 119 or 115. So, I mean, sure, that's great.
Yeah, I don't like those
But
kind of numbers. I don't like that. That I don't like.
oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I can't do it. That's what
Me
I
neither.
won't
I won't
do.
do it.
Yeah. So, anyways, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you. Just FYI off the top, we are going to be talking about Love Island here because thanks
We
to your
have
girl
to.
Mo,
We
thanks
have
to
to.
your girl Mo, I got addicted to it. I don't do reality shows
I
like
know, and
this,
I told you you would be eventually
but when I
into it.
tell you I'm 10 toes down in the Love Island USA, I may not ever watch another one, but this one right here, I will wait for you to watch future ones and let me know if it's worthwhile or
Yes,
not. But this
I feel like
one,
this is my only one. I feel like I'm not into the whole culture of Love Island, but this one spoke to me. And it was just the biggest water cooler talk ever. And I was like, let me just tap in. And then I'm seeing clips on TikTok, and I'm like, you know what? I need to watch this. This shit is crazy. So
you're like, I
I'm
need it.
glad that
I need it.
I'm glad you're in the villa with me. I'm glad you're tapped in. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. We also are going to talk about the WNBA. It's heating up. We've got
yeah,
All-Star break coming next weekend. Major League Baseball has All-Star break this weekend. They just announced the NBA Cup, like, groups, which we
hmm
just had the championship, it feels like a couple weeks ago.
the Commissioner's Cup championship. Yeah, we did. We just had the championship for NBA a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and now they're talking about the NBA Cup, which is in October. We also have Summer League starting tomorrow
Yep.
out here. Um, Football starts in a matter of like
What are we,
weeks
8 Sundays?
until the officials start. But they got the Hall of Fame game, which is like the first weekend of August usually. It might even be
Yeah.
earlier this year. I'm not sure, but it's a lot and it's crazy, and
It's the last
that's
one.
just what we're gonna go with. That's
And we
just what we're
got
gonna go
All
with.
Star for MLB. We got Home Run Derby coming. We got all of that too. So
There's just a lot, and yeah, the home run derby, I got that's probably what I will watch. I can't say that I'll watch the All-Star game, but I will definitely be in there, and we'll talk about that later. We got some special girl power, but let's first get into some Love Island because it has been a wild ride. The finale, I guess, now is Sunday, right? It's this Sunday is going to be the finale.
yeah.
We are down to 6 pairs, or I'm sorry,
hmm
3 pairs, which is total of 6, right?
6 people, 3 couples.
Or is it 4 couples? Wait, did
Four
we have five
couples. We've
couples?
got Ace and Shelly,
Yes.
Nicolandria, Iris
Yes.
and Pepe, Brian and Amaya Papaya. That is where we're at. Oh, and
This is
Huda and
where we're
Chris.
at.
So
And
that
Huda
is
and
five.
Chris. Yes.
Five. We're down to 5.
We're down to 5. And
hmm
this is what, it's been a wild ride. There's been the newbies, the olds got, it's been a wild, wild ride. What I didn't take into consideration was them getting rid of Taylor and Clark. I guess I figured it was going to be like Iris. I thought maybe it was going to be Huda. Like, let's go with that. But no, they want to keep a little drama in the villa. They want to keep it going. And we saw the exit last night. I don't know. What are your thoughts so far?
I mean, listen, it's no fault of Clark's because I've always liked Clark. It was
Yes.
He was a casualty of war, unfortunately. Taylor Ben needed to leave the villa. He had many opportunities to leave the villa until all the men and Sierra stood behind him to keep him because he was up on the chopping block before. So when that didn't happen, I feel like fandom out there was like, we gonna get you one of these days. One day we're gonna vote and you're gonna be out of the villa. And not for nothing, I don't see them having anything that they will be still together. Like I'm reading a lot of people blogging and stuff, and they're saying that um, Taylor's probably when she touches down on the airport, she's probably gonna be like, "We need to talk," just because he's going to veterinarian school. He wants to live this ranch life. He wants to do all these other things, and I don't think that's in our wheelhouse.
Even but she wasn't saying all that while they're, closed off.
Well, she thought she had a chance at money. She thought she had a chance at money. Everybody.
So for all that aren't watching, there's $100,000 to be split between the winning pair at the end of this. So that's what
the people that have found love, and they allegedly found love, decided to close and not explore any other couples, and they closed and had to pack their clothes. So they just literally within that declaration in a cheerleading form of fashion, which I thought it was cute, but sir, I did understand that Clark was a cheerleader until somebody said, well, she's a cheerleader. That's why they did it like that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that would make sense.
Sir, you're in a fraternity. I thought you would have done a little step show routine or something. But no here, no there. You did cheerleading thing. Cute, I guess. But I don't see them being a promising couple other than from the villa. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I can't wait for the reunion show. I'm loving, my prediction is, who do you feel should win the money? Like at this point, if it's down to these 5, who do you think should get it?
So let's go back to our 5. I mean, I've always been down with Ace and Shelly. I just thought that some of their drama in the middle bit was just like, just be locked in or don't be locked in. Like, let's just make it happen. But I also love Amaya. Amaya became a sweetheart. And but I love Alandria. Like I hated Alandria when she first walked into the villa. I couldn't stand her laugh. I didn't like her voice, but maybe she just like relaxed and calmed down because it seemed better. I'm gonna say Chris and or Ace and Shelly just because they've been the longest, like, down for each other. I feel like.
I think so too. I think the way that he is sharing personal things with her and feeling open enough to do that, and her willing to accept that, and then her cooking breakfast for him and doing the little things, and even with the kids and the baby challenge, they had their little moments, but they still came back together. I do feel Ace and Shelly should get the money. Amaya, Papaya, and Brian, I would rank second to get the money. Pepe and Iris, I don't know, because Pepe He's been smashing folks in every connection he's had. He's got a
Pepe. If nothing else, he's getting it in. He is getting it in.
I mean, honestly, I can't judge or be mad at that. Hood is doing the same thing with Chris, but her thing is very contradictory to her wanting to, be under the covers in the same room with everybody else, but not show any PDA. So that gets a little mixed messaging. Right. So I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out, because if Chris were a meme of I'm not feeling like doing anything today or I'm ready to go, his face said it all. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
So if anyone's wondering, the Love Island, first of all, it's our show. We're going to talk about what we want. But second of all, it's very sports related because the sports world is in on the Love Island memes, is in on the Love Isle fandom, is in on all the Love Isle breakdown. So first and foremost, we got to talk about our reigning champions for the NBA. Chet loves, and Jalen Williams urges his teammates to watch Love Island. He is like, you got to get past the first episode, which is exactly the same conversation you and me had, Mo.
Yeah, because like dancing and stuff. And I'm like, what in the hokey pokey is this?
I was like, I can't watch this, Mo. But it was more that you said it was the intro. It was the intro getting there. I was like, okay. So I moved past the first episode and boom, I was locked in. You also have our Las Vegas lights. This was from last weekend during the fireworks. This was one of the scenes where Huda and is that Iris were talking. You said, what's the date? And she said, it was just like the fireworks at Castro on the 4th of July. And she said, oh, my dream date, cute. And he knows that because she was pissed, about that.
Yes.
This was a good one too. The Chicago Sky threw up there. They beat the Sparks and said, "Explore our connection, not a spark in sight." When they beat
I love it. Love the play on.
And then it's great because Coco Golf is like a major fan of Love Island.
Yes.
She loves Nicolandria. She is
Yes.
like excited that they're together. She said that she almost got sick when they both got cast off for a minute, and that they're never backing down. Nicolandria for life.
I'm with the Nicolandria too. I'm with it as well. What I do have to admit to, which is funny, even with Huda's case, she smashed 2 gentlemen in there, and that's fine. Do what you want to do. But guess what? Right. Shelly and
no
Alandria
judgment. They're in their 20s, early 20s, no
early
judgment.
20s, I get it. But it's funny how Shelly and Alandria have not smashed anybody. And even with the potential of Chris liking Shelly, she still got 2 pancakes to your 1 and didn't have to tap no cake.
The 2 pancakes.
So
but the best part of all, which was why I think Alandria gets a little more credit with me, is her and Nick were having a conversation, and she said, yeah, and I love college football season. Like Saturdays, I literally can just be watching college football.
She is a sports girl. And shout out to the NFL, because if you are on TikTok, because they didn't post on their Instagram, but every single team, all 32 teams have posted reactionaries to Nicolandria as celebrations, touchdown celebrations. They're like, this is how Cleveland Browns would celebrate Nicolandria. This is how the Saints, when Nicolandria started to form, and all of that. So it's funny that the NFL's in it. The Golden State Warriors posted a video of Steph screaming in excitement for Nicolandria. So Love Island is it is the talk. This is our summer sports for ladies and gentlemen. All the men who were saying they weren't watching it, they got all in. They were all in and ready. They're all in. They complained and then they sat down. I put my dad onto it. He was locked in for one episode.
Dad's into it. I love it.
He thought it was kind of fake. I don't know, Mo. He says this seems a little scripted. I don't know. This doesn't seem. I said, Dad, you're kind of in the middle of it. But it's funny because even when he's saying all that, he says, well, what happened? What they do now? What happened? When he looked away, he's like, I missed it. What happened? Who they pick? They voted? Who did they pick? So he's even into it. So I love that everybody has got it. Because I'm not a big dating show person of reality too much. I do my housewives, I do my little stuff like here and there. But this is the first time I've actually watched a full-on dating kind of thing with Love Island and the concept. And I just thought it was interesting. The cast has kind of got their all, idiosyncrasies and personalities. It just kind of works. So the crash outs, the cries, the crash outs, the bombshells.
Can I pull you aside for a minute? Can I talk with you for a minute?
Can I pull you for a chat? Nomenclature. Can I pull you for a chat?
I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that word.
I don't want to hear exploring. I don't want to hear closed, and I don't want to sit here pull you for a chat.
I got 2 more things to show. They're little long videos, but this guy threw down Scooter Maguder, the sports guy on Instagram. I'm sure he's everywhere else, but he broke down which women are NFL are and their counterpart NFL player, as well as which men and their counterpart player. So we'll go with the woman first. Here you go.
Nice.
Let's see.
We have Amaya. She is Saquon Barkley. Old team didn't appreciate you. But if you play your cards right, you can win a Super Bowl. You've carried the whole season on your back. In my books, you're the real MVP. Huda's NFL comp is Aaron Rodgers. Everything started off great with your original team. You were thriving. People loved it until they didn't. Honestly, you guys probably should have ended things sooner. It just became toxic really quickly. But your new team is heavily rooting for you to succeed. See how this one plays out. Olandria's NFL comp is Amari Cooper. Great talent, traded for a 5th round pick. Now you're a free agent, and there are a lot of teams out there who could use your services. A lot of fans are out there rooting for a reunion with your former team. Nicolandrian, stand up. Clark is Dak Prescott. People only hate you because of the team that you're on. Shelly's NFL comp is Myles Garrett. An elite talent, but fans were getting ready to turn on you when you were thinking about signing with another team. The second you re-signed with the home team, everything was fine again. Up next, we have Bella. Beldasha's NFL comp is Tim Tebow. This is the closest thing we're getting to a a God-fearing Christian in both fields, respectively. Both also left the game way too soon. Sierra's NFL comp is John Gruden, a championship contender, once beloved by the fans, falling prey to comments from their past. They both
comments from the past.
Now
Watch
they're
out for those
effectively
receipts.
blackballed by the league despite their long tenure.
Blackballed
Iris is Jaden Daniels, one of the biggest bombshells this season. Unfortunately, despite your best efforts, there's no path forward here to a Super Bowl. But it's not because of you, it's really because
I don't
of
agree with this one. I think
Everyone loves you,
Jaden
though.
can
Can't
do it.
say
I
anything
think
bad.
Jaden the Commanders could pull
NFL
something
comp
off.
is Jamarcus Russell. You had
I do
all
agree
the
with this.
physical tools you needed to
That's
win,
all
but you
I'm
didn't
saying.
study film. You made all the wrong moves. Everyone was rooting for you. Hannah's NFL comp is Derrick Henry. You loved your former team, but once they removed themselves from the situation, you found yourself with a new team and thriving. People were actually shocked at how good you were with the new team, and so suddenly too. But alas, your time was ended too abruptly. Didn't get a chance to make it that far in the playoffs.
I mean, what else more is there to say?
What more can he say?
And let's touch on that Sierra thing because we didn't expect that to happen.
No, and we love Sierra and Nick. Like they were a golden couple.
I did like that.
But your receipts will catch up with you. Will catch up with you.
And I don't think they got rid of her for what she said. It's that. Well, she said it twice. She's done it in a post and a video.
Yes,
but they got rid of her because it has to protect the brand of Love Island, and if they're gonna do that with Yesella, they've got to do it with her. It's just being.
The thing is there, certain words that are offending to certain races may not seem as harsh, but they still are the same thing. Like they're
Absolutely.
And so what's crazy is that in all those posts, like, okay, I have Asian eyes and I know it, but I don't use the C word when I describe my eyes. And most people, even if you're, I feel like maybe most people don't know about that, which is understandable. But even if you were to describe someone's eyes, I feel like saying Asian eyes would be a little bit better than using that terminology she used, because we understand what Asian eyes are.
Right,
we get what you mean.
Right. And when I smile, I kind of get that. I used to use that term a long time ago and never used it in recent times because working for Nordstrom, I remember our beauty team said you can no longer use that word. Yeah. We don't even describe it. When we're doing eye work, we say a slant eye look, or we say slant eye. So when they changed their nomenclature on, I was like, God, that's right.
Well, so I hope you don't have any receipts out there. I hope you don't got any receipts out there, Moa, because if there's a Love Island for the 50 and under or whatever, like we want to make sure you don't get kicked off. Okay.
Yeah. I've never
start swiping so clean.
I haven't said a term like that in so long, but I understood what she said. But however, I am not a part of that ethnic group nor race. Sure. So if it is offensive to them, then respectfully acknowledge that it's offensive to them and not use the word. I mean, we all have our things. You can't combat that or argue or challenge if you're not a part of that. If they find it offensive, it's offensive, and let it be.
And that's what you.
And
like there's
said,
a large Asian following for just Love is Island too.
You can't say it. It's kind of crazy.
So we're gonna step into the NFL players and men, and it's the last one that really hits it home. We'll
really, I can't wait to see because I saw the women's one before, but I haven't seen the
men's. Yeah.
Let's see it.
Travis Kelce. Both move extremely fast in relationships. You either love them or hate them, and both spent a majority of their season with someone you either love or hate as well. Austin is Nick Bosa, a funny individual who a lot of people will never give a chance due to his political affiliation. Taylor is Russell Wilson, an extremely goofy individual who stuck with his A1 day one since day one. But after you were traded to another team, reports surfaced that you were looking to leave the whole time. You were just waiting for the right moment. Nick is Von Miller. You unexpectedly found yourself to be a free agent, and many are hoping you end your career with the team you started with. Could it have been you two all along? TJ is Andy Dalton, a solid player. Definitely had some chemistry with your team, but you were replaced by a stronger competitor. Zach is Stephen McGee. If you don't know who that is, exactly. Chris is Jalen Hurts. You came into a toxic environment and established yourself as a competitor. Some people still dislike you because of the association with your team, and others love you because of the association with your team. Pepe is AJ Brown. Things were working great with your former team. But now that you're on a new team, the potential is unlimited. And you also have a passionate fan base behind you. Elan is Kirk Cousins. You tried to make it work with your first team, but you were never able to. You tried making it work with other teams, but the timing was just never right.
No,
Charlie
never
is
right.
Carson Wentz. You were on your way to a Super Bowl, but due to an unfortunate incident, you weren't able to fully realize your dream. Another man came in and stole your shine and glory, but fans still appreciate you for what you did. Jalen is Geno Smith. Your original team did not see your potential, but since you've left, you've made a name for yourself elsewhere. A true fan favorite. JD is Josh Rosen. Extremely overconfident for no reason, out of the league quickly. Your team drafted a replacement expeditious. Zach S is Mac Jones. You had some success early off in your career, but once you stepped it up to the big leagues, you were in over your head. You couldn't hold the starting job with your first team, and you couldn't win the starting job with your second.
Here it comes.
And lastly, Ace is Kyler Murray. Both are not 5'10". But let me
Dead on arrival. And he's right. Both are not 5'10". I can agree.
Listen, if you gonna lie about your height, don't do it on national, worldwide television, because there are receipts.
You're like trying to be passionate about a speech and feel like you're telling somebody off that I may be 5'10".
And my thing is, if you 5'6", 5'7", you gonna lie and say you 5'10", just say you're 6 feet at this point, because at this point you really lying.
We know the girls are petite. They mentioned that they're very petite. They mentioned how short they were. They said Shelly and Alondra both are very petite women. They both said they're like right at 5 foot. They're very petite women. So to you, they look tall. I get it. But you are not 5'10", sir.
You are not.
That may be your dancing program height, but that is not what it is. Okay. We know we fudge a little bit on program.
The program heights, man. I'm telling you.
But I love my Ace. I
Lord.
love Ace. I love Ace. I love him to death. I love him. I love him. I love him. But, sir, let's be real. Your feet don't even touch the bottom of the thing when you're sitting on the little lounge. They don't even go over the lounge.
All right, next hot topic. we gotta keep it going. We got some more. It's been a while. We've got to talk about some things. But next hot topic is the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever won the Commissioner's Cup, beat the Lynx, mind you, the Lynx.
Right.
Without Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Sid is collecting trophies left and right. Shout out to Sydney Colson, because we still love her. They won this thing. And my question is, because Caitlin Clark, I think, came back today. She was supposed to come back. She was gone for 5 games. The Fever, I think, went 4-1, I want to say, and winning the Commissioner's Cup. Are the Fever better without Caitlin on the court?
Well, it seems like it's proven to be that, but I think they still need her. I don't think it's something that they cannot have.
And they can't get rid of her. Yeah, she's the fan favorite. She packs the stadiums. But the fact that I got to pull up their so listen to this. She's back today, right? They lost to the Valkyries 80-61. The Fever just beat the Lynx in the Commissioner's Cup and lost to the Valkyries are 10-9, by the way. They Indiana Fever now dropped below 500. Let's see what we got for Clark. She had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
And what did Nafisa have?
This was they beat the Valkyries.
Oh, they played the Valkyrie. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they beat the Valkyries. So
wow. So this is
just looking at their July. The Fever beat the Lynx for the Commissioner Cup, beat the Aces.
Right.
Lost to the Sparks on Saturday, lost to the Valkyries today with Caitlin Clark back. But prior to July, when she was still out the end of June, they beat the Wings. They beat the Storm. And Valkyries, I think, got their number because they've lost the Valkyries a couple times. So it's interesting to see what this is about. I'm not saying they don't need, and then obviously Caitlin's playing, but they played really well without her.
They did.
They played really well without her.
That goes with coaching and making great adjustments. But who did they play? Like, Lynx was probably their biggest contender out of the list that you gave.
Right. Well, I can't even say us anymore.
And I'm not gonna say the Aces; they weren't a contender. So I'm saying the Lynx were their biggest.
And listen, I'm loving the amount of playing time that Sydney Colson gets.
She's blocking. She's heckin' defensive in the low post with them. I mean, she's doing the Lord's work over there, and she's doing really well.
I'm sorry. Let's just watch it real quick.
It looks all ball there. Did she get her with the body at all? And Stephanie White is going to ask for a challenge.
Rakia had a picture of herself, and the tweet was, "Delete this."
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you see
It's
stuff like
too
that, and it's
good.
crazy.
It's
They're gelling, they're doing their thing, they're electric when they're in their arena. I think the fans help boost them quite a bit with or without a Caitlin, and then they know how to play without her, which is great and fundamental, because if there's ever a situation further down the stretch in the season, they know that they have the confidence to try to win a game without her, not feeling like she's the it.
I love it. I love all of it.
I do too.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is in Indiana next weekend.
Right.
The game is on Sunday. The final rosters have been chosen. So Caitlin Clark and Fee, they were both the captains because they had the highest votes by the fans. So they got to pick their teams. Asia was pick number 7. Asia actually was 9th on I think a fan voting, but she got picked by Caitlin on the 3rd round or the 4th round. So here's what you see: Team Clark, Team Collier. You got Reese, Skylar, AT, Kelsey, Ryan, Courtney Williams, Page, Nneka, Alicia, and Brianna Stewart on Collier. You got Boston, Ionescu, Asia, Satu, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams. The 2 rookies, there's 3 rookies, but 2 of them are on the Team Clark, Citron and Kiki from the Washington Mystics. Of course, Jackie's over on Team Clark as well. Kayla Thornton, this is her 10th year. She plays for the Valkyries. This is her first NBA All-Star, and she's killing it. Yeah. She killed it today. That's half the win. She had like 18 points today. So and then shout out, of course, the rooks. Paige is the only rookie to be on the starter this year. Of course, we're gonna love seeing that. It's gonna be good. You got to give a big shout out to Nneka. This is her 10th All-Star. She's the 4th player in league history with at least 10 selections. The other 3 being, of course, Bird, Taurasi, and catching. So she is high up there in the accolades as well. That's big.
Asia got
All-Star
third
game
round.
might be kind of good.
Asia got third round.
Well, Clark picked Boston, of course, first. It's her teammate, and then she picked Sabrina. So,
okay,
yeah, I know.
Wow. Yeah,
I know.
This is LeBron James' league. That's all. Just wondering.
Dewana Bonner is back with her boo, her fiance, AT. In Phoenix. They won today. Phoenix came out. Phoenix have a great record right now, surprisingly, too.
Right.
But she came out, had a decent game for her. She just got in yesterday, I think. So she's back. The duo is back. I love the sign. I heard we signed a new player.
Yeah, like my thing is she was never happy over there in Indiana.
Well, and she got released by Indiana. I don't even know why she went to Indiana to begin with. I don't feel like that was the move, but hey, it is what
she tried
it is,
it.
right?
It was a nice experiment. It didn't work. Go back to your mate. You play well with her, and you're on a team that probably is going to make you happy. So that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. We also, it's been a while since we were here a little bit again. Right. That's okay. This is what we do.
Exactly.
We want to give it up to Candace Parker. Got her jersey retired in LA. Still the only WNBA player to have won Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season. I don't see that changing this year, and we'll see what happens for future years. But give it up to CP, of course. She had a great ceremony there. Lisa Leslie was one of the people that spoke on their behalf, and those two go way back from the Sparks days. So it was really, really great to see. We also have to give it up for Sue Bird. Sue Bird is getting her own statue outside of Climate Pledge Arena, which I love. It will be happening on Sunday, August 17th. She's the first player in WNBA history to receive a statue from her former franchise. Like that's love. Seattle love them some Sue. Like,
they do.
She's the mayor out there, really. So
she definitely
between her and Megan,
and it makes sense.
Gets her own statue. We also got word the WNBA is expanding again. So we're going to have 18 teams by 2030. 18. So you've got Philadelphia. I'm sorry, Philadelphia is going to be 2030. Cleveland 2028, Detroit 2029. This is still on top of Portland that we're still waiting for. So listen, 2030, 18 teams. But we're hearing a lot from players like, why can't we make the roster bigger and wait for expansion? Because you're seeing, people injured, people that need, I think it was I think there was like every team this year was affected by the EuroLeague. They had 1 to like 2 or 3 players that went to EuroLeague.
Yeah,
and so
right.
we're filling in for 10-day contracts. Like, why not have a roster of 15 for every game, for every team? Why not?
They're not going to use them. What's the point?
Some would. Our coach.
They don't use them. And I think what the benefit of this is, because I'm sick of seeing these announcements of players getting waived after they gotten drafted and all this other stuff, is the fact that we have these expansion teams now opens up more opportunities for these girls to actually solidify themselves on a team without having to worry about waivers. Right. And let's be clear, by the time we hit possibly 2026 or even to 2030, the pay is probably going to be impressively increased.
CBA is happening they have to agree on something, otherwise they could be striking. There may not be a next season.
Yeah, that's true. But if the CBA works out and it gets to a point where they make enough where they don't have to do EuroLeague or any outside of that to solve.
The EuroLeague, not the Euro, but there was the FIFA. So they're trying to compete with their country to go for. Yeah. Right. Sorry. It was the FIFA. It wasn't just it was like a championship.
It wasn't just their off season going.
Yeah, it wasn't off season. Okay, no, I don't think they're allowed to do any. They can't just leave the WNBA for a off season stuff. But so that's interesting. We'll see how that plays out. One thing I forgot to bring up, going back to the All-Star roster, some names that you don't see here. Kayla McBride, the number 2 player for the Lynx. Who has had at least 15 points a game, having like a 45% field goal average. You've got Brittany Sykes, who's having probably one of her best seasons. Brianna Jones. You got Tasha Cloud, who's basically helped the New York Liberty become as great as they are. And even though she was sidelined, I think the last couple games, like she's not. Dearica Hamby also not on there, and she's been on there in previous years. So some snubs. There were some people that were a little bit in their feelings that these 3 rookies, and listen, Citron and Irafin, they're great players and they're rookies too, but they're also on, I think the Mystics have like the worst record, or is it Connecticut? I can't remember.
I think it's Connecticut. So they're like 2 and something.
Either which way.
2 and 13 now, I believe.
Yeah. And those are the coaches' votes. So fans voted for the starters, coaches voted for those other players, and that kind of tells you a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Either here nor there. One last thing for the WNBA before we move on to some Vegas sports and our Aces girls. Angel Reese dropped her first shoe, the Angel Reese 1.
I'm not mad at it.
The Diamond Dust.
Yeah.
Diamond Dust. She said, a kid from Baltimore turning dreams into reality and hoping I can inspire young women and men everywhere to do the same. Most brilliant diamonds take pressure, polish, and shine. Reebok is back, and the diamonds are shining brighter than ever. She wanted it to be where you could wear it, but it was also like a street shoe.
That's not bad.
I've just never been a Reebok fan ever, so I'd have to maybe see it in person. But I will say this: I watched the Shaq and AI Rebuilding a Legacy on Netflix. Yeah. That thing was good. That Reebok, them like taking over Reebok and kind of like pinpointing. I didn't realize Reebok was that broke, and that they had just got bought out by Adidas, and then they got bought back by the company that Shaq works with. So that's wild. And them trying to get players that are like in high school, college. They had signed Dijonay on that show and a few others, so that was interesting to see. But good show if you're looking for someone Netflix to binge. Hit up the Reebok Shaq and AI documentary. That was pretty good. Hopefully there'll be a season 2.
I don't think it's a bad shoe for her. I think that's a great move for her. I think the shoe will do really well. I think it's a good.
She's the face of Reebok right now, so why not?
And that's to reinvent Reebok with those 2 at the helm. I think the Reeboks will be back. I have owned a pair of Reeboks in the past, the black and white joints. I thought they were kind of cool, the classics. But yeah, it's not a bad looking shoe.
It ain't bad.
She'll do well with it.
Yeah. We got to give it up to our aces for a few things. You had Jackie Young reach 3,000 points last game. I think game before that, Chelsea Gray moved ahead of Becky Hammond in the all-time assist list, which is huge. She's 6th right now, which is crazy. So big ups to her. Of course, our 2 girls that made it to the All-Star game, they will be Team Clark. And then you got, listen, I don't know, trying to figure out how many shoes Asia going to drop this summer, because listen, Asia hit 5,000 points, the fastest to ever do it in the league. Right. She wore these Princess Tiana from the Princess and the Frog, the Princess Tiana A1s that she had out. And apparently I missed it. These were during the New York game. She came out with the Rugrats. What is going on here?
The Susie Carmichaels, I've never seen those. I've never even heard that they were even going to release a Susie Carmichael shoe. Like, I didn't even know there was going to be. I think
it's just she debuted it. I don't know if this was during practice. I don't think she wore them in the game, but these could be something that are coming out, which is wild. I mean, they look dope. I mean, I'm just saying,
the thing of it is she needs to have as multiple shoes as possible, because these shoes are just leaving. You can't get your hands on them. So,
well, and the thing is, and I get that, but it's also like right now there's 3 or 4 of them on the Nike app that you can buy. There's the purple ones. There's a few sizes in pearl. There's a few sizes in the blue, but there's only 4 that are being sold on Nike. So my thing is I'm just curious how many more are coming. Like, are these just ones that she's making for herself? Are these ones that she's going to be putting out there? I need, one of those.
Could be conceptual. Yeah. And the price point will go higher probably with those, with the special markings and details too. So absolutely.
Yeah. But our aces are struggling. That's what they're doing. Asia is questionable for tomorrow's game
for a wrist.
After her wrist injury versus the Liberty yesterday. She went down in the second quarter and it didn't look great. I do have a fast little video.
Well, guys, significant breaking news. Asia Wilson will not return to this game with a right wrist injury. Told that by their PR staff. She is still back in the locker room where she went earlier. I can tell you Kirsten Bell will start the second half in her place.
But I will say this. Without Asia for the whole second half, that third quarter, the girls look good. KB was playing well, more than we've seen her play. She played okay. Nalissa has been a huge help, even though she's only been with the team for like less than a week. You saw Dana Evans really pick up some speed. She had 16 points, I think, or 18. And Jackie had 18 and she had like 16.
And then she had 16 when I looked at the box score. She was the only one off the second bench that did. Yeah.
Jewel's still struggling. Chelsea, of course, is going to do Chelsea and get some assists. But, we didn't get, I think Nye, who usually is a good sharp shooter on 3, she missed, I think, 0 for 3. I think she went 0 for 3 for that game. We got rid of Kitley. We got rid of Tiffany Mitchell to make that happen. So now with no Asia, and you saw them, like the fourth quarter, it was like it were hanging in there. They were still up. Then
Went down.
So we have one game left in our East Coast / road game tour. We've been on the road for 5 games. The last one's going to be tomorrow, which the Mystics. We're going to be going against some rookies, and we have the same record, 9-10. Actually, I thought the Mystics had a worse record. They're 9-10.
They're like us.
Yeah. I think it's the Wings in Connecticut that have the worst records.
Yeah, I know for sure Connecticut. Like they're a good team. They had only won 2
That's
games.
wild. So this was, the score doesn't really reflect the play that happened during the game yesterday with the Liberty. There was I think it was 9 points they had, which they were up for majority of the game. Then within 2 or 3 back and forth, it was a good game up until that last half of the fourth quarter. we beat the Sun, of course. We lost the Fever by 27 points, which was ridiculous. Going back to, it's just.
I mean, what is it gonna take? Like at the end of the day, what is this gonna take? First of all, they need a GM. Second of all,
where is the
we need a
GM?
finish.
Who's making these decisions?
Yeah, like what is going on? Like there's got to be something. What is going on with Becky and these girls? Like what's the relationship dynamic looking with that? Something is going on at the end of the day. Like I just need a deep dive into the Aces locker room and see what the heck is going on.
Yeah, because the fluff they give, in the
Not
press
enough.
conference,
It's just a
whatever,
miss.
it's not.
It's a huge miss with what's going on. Something is off.
And what's up with Jewel? Like, I know Jewel wasn't at her prime when she left Seattle, but she's got more in her than this.
She does, and that's why I'm saying, is Becky an issue? Because is she not allowing this woman to shine? Is she taking? I don't want to make any speculative remarks, but what is going on? It's Jewel Lloyd.
I don't know.
We thought for sure she was going to be one of our top scoring leaders. She could definitely effectively shoot, and we know her game. Like, what was the point of getting this woman if we're just not?
And giving up, just like Melissa, we give up a first round pick in the 27 draft. Like
that was crazy as heck. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Wild.
This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Something is up, but this is crazy.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall. In other Vegas news, though, we heard about old running rebel is coming back to the UNLV. Stacey Ogman is returning to the UNLV Running Rebels as the director of community engagement, which I will tell you this, UNLV needs. The Running Rebels need a community engagement person, because you just posting on social media and us seeing you on the news is not enough. Like, we need to get out there for as decent as they do. As they have done, there is nobody that comes to the stands. I mean, they might get one game where it's like fairly packed, but other than that, there's not a lot of hype around the Running Rebels. Now,
this is a long overdue type of thing. It's a long overdue appointment. Like Stacey Ogman in the Final Four group with with Larry Johnson and
Grandmama.
Yeah, all of that, and people don't know this guy. So now you have to go back in history context of who he is for the community.
People know him. You'll know him. I mean, if you know hoops, if you know UNLV sports, you know who he is.
Well, I'm talking about the young people. You're trying to appease to that, and they don't know history. So you've got to really deep into the crates to know him more
than some other random guy. Just got a college guy that's going to take that kind of job too. You know what I mean? Like, he at least has.
No, I agree with the pick. I'm saying it's long overdue for the acknowledgement of knowing who he is in the city to get around him. That's a lot of work that he has to do. We are over a decade removed from that time. They don't even know who Jerry Tarkanian is to some degree, or Tark the Shark, or any of that, because we're in this Gen Z.
They know the Tarkanian basketball center.
They know the center. Exactly, my point. So therefore, that's what I'm saying. His job is going to be a lot tougher than what we see, because us being from here,
I'm hoping.
I know he is.
I'm hoping.
But I hope that works. I really do.
Yeah.
Because
we got a new head coach this year. We've got players that hit the transfer portal. So we're going to see what changes up for this season for them. I want to give a shout out to the Aviators as well. They are now third. They were in the first. They're now third in the Pacific League in the West. But the Saturday, I love a good bucket hat or any kind of hat. It is the bucket hat night at the Las Vegas Aviators game. But on Friday, next Saturday, the 19th. And then on Friday before, on the 18th, they have a Harry Potter night. So you can actually, 2,000 fans in attendance will receive a Hogwarts house jersey.
Oh, cute.
And 2,000 fans on Saturday can receive a bucket hat. So there's that.
Yeah.
I also had, so we're talking about Love Island a lot, but tell me that these new kits from the lights weren't giving Love Island vibes.
Oh, definitely.
The Cabana kit, and what's crazy is that it pays homage to like retro Vegas. Like they have like the old vintage Vegas casinos with the LVFC. The pattern was supposed to be off of like old Vegas carpets you saw in the casino.
Oh,
I mean, just a
yeah.
lot of cool throwbacks, but they did end up losing that game on Saturday. They are on the road for a while, I think for like 2 more games or something.
Okay, they come back home.
So they're not back until August 9th. So, but we're
Wow.
currently in 8th place in the USL Pacific. So the top 8 teams go to the playoffs. So we need to get some more points in there so that we stay at least in that top 8
Right. Because we
to
were
make the
so close
playoffs.
last season,
I
definitely.
know.
Yeah. But I like
And
what
then
this is doing. I love the
right.
organization they got going on.
A couple big things for Vegas. You know, our boy Weeks. I call him our hockey consultant, but he refuses to join me. So Weeks, if you ever do see this, the invite's still open because I know you're not doing anything except maybe watching the Mariners. Well, the Mariners game's already over with. Anyways, Vegas went out and got Mitch Marner, which apparently is a huge deal. And he will be making his start with the Vegas Golden Knights this season. We did have to give up Roy. I think it's Roy for him. So we won't have him anymore. We also re-signed Riley Smith for a year contract. Peter Angelo is taking a break from hockey due to health reasons, so he's not going to be playing. We'll see how that works for him. And then, of course, you've got Nicholas Hogg. They got rid of him, Hogue as well. So, but here's the deal: preseason starts next in September, 9/21. We are 2 months out from preseason hockey.
We just got over hockey. Lord Stanley just gave.
Talk about the longest season ever.
Yeah.
Hockey. Like, whoo.
Lord Stanley is staying in Florida.
And they take a beating. Like, I mean, you would say, okay, well, Major League Baseball has a long season, but they don't take a beating.
Just got done with hockey.
Just got done with it. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, nighttime. The days go by so fast. Time goes by so fast. So God, it's
so fast. We also need to talk about one guy in particular with the Jugadores because we didn't. This guy.
You know what?
We've talked about sports gambling a lot on this show. There's always been an issue, and Malik Beasley has seemed to say, "Hold my beer" through all that. He is under federal investigation for gambling on NBA games when he played for the Bucks back in 2023-24. He was playing for Detroit. It seems like that may or may not. It depends on what happens at this time. But the backstory, it wasn't like he just gambled on a game. It was, let's look back at, he's been sued several times by his barber, a celebrity barber, who says he owes him $26,000.
I mean,
what kind of phase are you getting, my guy? Like 26. First of all, not to mention if you're a celebrity stylist,
how many haircuts does he get in a year?
But how many haircuts were you not even taking payment and just giving and not? My thing is, how does he even get that high? Like, is that?
That's my thing too. I have a question of that too. Like 26,000. I'm just trying to think.
Like after you're not paying twice, I'm hitting you up like, listen, you're not gonna get another haircut from me unless I get money. Period. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I think even deeper than that is the fact that he has made so much money in his career and just the financial literacy of it all to lose it all. And I didn't even know there were programs for athletes like loans.
To get loans. And that's another place that he owes money to. Barber sued him in January and he won his settlement. Also in January, he was sued by his dentist for $34,000. What kind of veneers do you got in your mouth? What kind of work did you get done? Because mind you, the NBA got dental insurance. So that's not just like some regular, I had a crown, I got a root canal.
It may not even been for him. Who did you pay the dental work for? And did you give them gold grills? And did you do some other stuff? Like, who were you?
$34,000. Here's the deal. He started getting his paychecks garnished by the Pistons because of that. And then, of course, there was some more docs that were found that there were some more docs that were found that in April, he was sued by the New York-based management group who allegedly fired his agency in February. He had to repay $650,000 tied to his future earnings. What are you doing to get future earnings? You're taking a loan on future earnings. I don't know. I think we lost Mo too. Maybe she'll come back. But if you're watching, I don't understand. It's the future earnings part that I don't get. $650,000 tied to future earnings. Then in June, he was sued by the Detroit property manager for not paying his rent. You're a professional basketball player. You're not paying your rent. At least you pay that thing off 12 months in advance with your first paycheck or a paycheck. Like, just get it done. So you got a place to live, okay? Just remembering back to Jonte Porter, who was banned for life back in April of last year for gambling on his own performance. We are waiting to see what happens with Malik because he could equally face that same tune. Oh, hi.
Oh. Hi, sorry, my phone rang. Apologies. Sorry, got the thumb all in the camera thing like my dad's tourist pics. But yeah, I'm so sorry. My phone rang, and then I was still on with you, but then it blacked out. I don't know. Phone issues.
Hey, it is what it is. We're just talking about how Jonte Porter.
Like people calling me, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm doing a show. Let me text you real quick. I'm doing a show." But yeah, Malik. What we were talking about before with the gambling thing. That's crazy. And then your next topic. I'm sorry.
Jonte Porter, he got banned. So the thing is, Malik easily could be getting banned as well. I mean, this is just.
He has no money. And what happened to your money?
My thing is, he didn't pay. And then in June, he was sued by his property manager. Like, how do you not pay your rent? Like the first thing you learn ever is I'm making sure my rent paid. Period. I have a place to live.
I mean, with all of the endorsements, and he had a huge contract. What happened? Like, is it because
I think he was set to get a large contract?
Yeah, gambling was his quick fix to get fast money. So there's something else
but there was no fast money coming.
Right. There's something else that's warranting him to lose his money. Something happened where he had to go into the gambling realm of getting quick money. And now he owes bookies. Boy. He owes, employee relief funds with the NBA and different loans and all. That's just crazy.
What's crazy is there's business. I mean, I guess I understand. It's like a bank. Like there's businesses there's companies out there that just loan to NBA players their future earnings, which is wild. I think
it is. I didn't know that either. I didn't know that I didn't know that's like a record label. Like. Yeah, we'll put all the money up front, but you got to.
I'm gonna take your royalties. But the fact that the dentist was the fact that the dentist was actually getting, he was actually getting his paycheck. Like he was actually getting money off his paychecks, which was wild to me.
He garnished his wages. Like literally,
out of all of them, the dentist had to make it happen. So.
Yeah, well, he was like, I need to get paid. The celebrity barber thing, I don't know why you let 26,000 rock. Like you ain't,
You do not. Maybe you did like a whole party and all the guys came in and got there. I don't know. I don't know.
Wild. That's wild.
Another funny story. We all know there's been a lot of trades happening. We know KD's heading to Houston. What was funny is that Cam Whitmore was unwilling to give up his number 7 to Kevin Durant, so they traded him.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
That's wild.
That is wild.
That's like, sorry, sir, you must not realize how important you're not.
Right. Why is
and how you feeling about your DeAndre Ayton?
I don't have any feelings. It's kind of like, okay. I do like DeAndre Ayton though. I loved him when he was with Phoenix. I loved him when they shipped him off, and he was
I liked him Phoenix.
Play with New York. Was it New York they have traded him to? No. It's a good center that we need. I think he'll be definitely aggressive and forceful. Listen, I can't make any assumptions with this team because we got a new owner. We got new ownership. I think he's all about the wins, and he's into the winning culture because of our Dodgers. Sure. I want to see what the shakeup will be. I want to see if LeBron is what's his future plans, and I
Let's
want to
see what's
see,
gonna
what
happen.
else we're doing, because I know for sure Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves are staying. I think they did give them more money to stay, which we need them. But the DeAndre Ayton piece is good. The new rookie we just drafted, I think I see some potential in him. So I don't know, Lakers. We gotta get it together.
I mean, they've made more moves than my Bulls have, so I'll give them that.
I mean, moves are good.
And
We'll see what
can
happens.
we just talk about Kevin Love? I didn't even know Kevin Love was still playing. Let's start there.
Yeah,
And he's
I
going
didn't know
to
that
Utah.
either. I thought, where did he go? Wasn't he at Miami sitting on bench after Cleveland?
Yeah, I think he was in Miami.
Yeah. Which I feel like
I don't know,
should
but I
have
was
gone
just
down there
like,
instead of Houston.
when they showed a picture of him, I was like, he looks hella old. He looks like, why are you still doing this? I don't know, but hey.
Speaking of why he's still doing this, I'm glad that Chris Paul has made the announcement that this will be his last season.
Yeah.
And he needs
yeah.
to be
And speaking of not playing this, Halliburton will not be playing this season. The Pacers president just
yeah, we knew that.
We
knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Mike Brown with the Knicks.
Now, how do they feel about that? Because not for nothing, when he was in Sacramento, he was very winning. I mean, they were winning over there. Like he got 2
championships.
You know I mean?
He's a good coach. He's made it happen.
Yeah.
But it's
see.
interesting to see.
I don't know why they got rid of Tibbs though, but whatever.
Last but not least, we got the MLB the MLB All-Star Weekend is happening this weekend. Game is on Tuesday. Home Run Derby Monday. You've got Acuna, Raleigh, James Wood, Brian Buxton, O'Neal Cruz, and then Junior Caminero from the Rays just joined in today. Celebrity Game is on Saturday. All-Star Futures is on Saturday. HBCU Swingman Classic is on the 11th, which is Friday. So this is pretty interesting because the Mariners got 4. I didn't know that we were on the top, which is great. Dodgers with 5, Tigers got 4, Mariners got 4. People are still wondering why Julio Rodriguez is in the All-Star game because he has yet to perform this year well,
right?
Which is sad. But it is what it is. There are 19 first-time All-Stars this season. 19.
Wow.
Incredible. That's a lot of first timers. It's in the ATL, so who's going to be there headlining the show. Ludacris, Jermaine Dupri will be headlining the All-Star Game pre-show. I am tapping in for one person and one person only on the Home Run Derby, and that's my guy Cal, the big dumper. He is heading in. He's currently at 36 home runs. Just hit one, I believe, yesterday. The Mariners are struggling with the Yankees right now. However, he took over Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs in team history before All-Star break with 36. I believe Judge is still 2 home runs behind him, unless he hit one today, but I did not see notifications, so we'll see how that goes. Cal Raleigh will be in the Home Run Derby. Big dumper. It's an amazing accomplishment, especially for a full-time catcher and one that rarely is just a DH, and one that also is he hits right and left. So good for him. Cal Raleigh. Oh, you muted yourself.
Yeah, that's going to be a good look. I'm excited to see all of that action for real.
It's going to be a good look.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a nice little break for the people too. Couple just quick NFL news. Well, not even news, but can we just talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. and the amount of work he put in this gym over either the off season since last season, but this is year 1 to year 2 photos of him in the gym and the arms. So I don't know what he's been on, but I'd like a workout plan, please.
Somebody's been eating their spinach is all I can say.
Eating
their spinach.
Yeah. And we got to talk about
doing it.
Somebody's coming out of retirement.
Well, everybody, there comes a time when the rap career just ain't rapping.
It ain't rap, but he's going to Miami, so there's opportunity for him to continue on. He could rap outside of the UNM.
Miami, no doubt.
Absolutely.
He'll be in the studio in Miami. He might even get signed to somebody. He's gonna definitely be in that studio.
Miami
studio takes money. And he may
Yeah,
need a little coin.
Miami traded a 2026 sixth round pick for Darren Waller to the Giants, and apparently he got tired of not doing nothing, which is understandable.
He was still, it wasn't like he was long in the tooth or anything like that for a tight end.
No,
He literally has some gas left in the tank. I'm not mad at this, but Miami's going to be an interesting vibe for him. I wish him the best, especially with his sobriety. There's a lot of temptation out there, and I hope that he's covered with the discipline that he needs to have. It's great that he pursued the dream of rapping and keep his music career going, and I think he still will. But like you said, he's moving to Miami. There's studios out there, honey, and studios cost money. So hopefully this will be a good look for him. I look forward to seeing some of the rap videos from Miami. I would like to see some good work come out of that. So, and
right.
You know what? This is a good look for Miami. I mean, staying in the AFC, they need this. They need a tight end like this.
It's good. First of all, can we also just talk about what Miami has done? Dolphins have agreed to they traded out Jalen Ramsey. They traded Jonnu Smith, and they also picked up Micah Fitzpatrick. So Miami's dealing and wheeling.
They are. They don't look nice. I think they're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Before we end the show, we want to give out some special girl power. We got to get up to the Team USA, who held it down and won the FIBA American Gold with the win over Brazil. We had names like Hannah Hidalgo, Olivia Miles, Flage was in there, Michaela Blakes, who was also the MVP. She's from Vanderbilt. Audie Crooks was in there, Kennedy Smith, and many more. But big shout out to those. What's crazy is that they beat teams that had more professional players on their team. Like there's nobody here, I don't think, that plays the W, but there were plentiful on other teams. So big shout out. Shows what the league's gonna be looking like even further in the next year or two.
Yes.
And also, of course, to Miss Me Bounds, Asia Reese.
Right.
You know, she trademarked that, now got her own shirts, the Me Bounds. She actually also was the first WNBA player to have over 15 rebounds for 4 straight games. She even made it to 5 straight games. I don't know if that continued or not. I didn't look at her stats the last couple games, but hey, however you do it, she's doing it. And she's also the 2K26 cover along with SG Carmelo, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, Carmelo, this is his 4th cover. He did the NCAA one. He did a couple other 2K ones. So this is dope to even see him on covers again.
Yeah,
so, with
absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's one, right. Last one, it's a small little video, but there is a woman named Malala Yousafzai. So she was the girl that at 15 had been shot in the head. She's a Pakistani girl, and she was demanding to go to school. She had the right to go to school. She got shot in the head in 2012. She became like a sensation by 15. At 27, she is still the youngest to have ever won a Nobel Peace Prize, which she did win. So a Peace Prize, laureate. Anyway, Oxford grad. Her and her husband now have started a company called Recess. It's to invest in women's sports, women's teams, leagues, sports adjacent industry, anything within helping women and sports. Here you can see her at the Liberty game. She was, of course, with the GOAT herself right there, Billie Jean. Yeah. So big things coming. People are investing in women's sports, and I love it. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's wonderful. And then I don't know if I had that video, but there was also a girl, Miki Sodu. She won Nathan's hot dog championship.
I saw that.
33 hot dogs, and did the little MJ shrug, like, woo.
Yeah, God bless her.
It.
Oh,
you know it.
God bless her.
So good. Hey guys, we appreciate you. If you just tapped in late, feel free to go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to that thing. You are able to watch our shows, get all the clips, watch the videos, and be in tune. If you're watching us on a podcast app, we appreciate you as well. Make sure you follow us on all sports social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that other stuff, all the good stuff. And we'll catch you when we see you, I guess, next time.
Yeah, I think we can do a show next week. Why not?
Well,
Well, we'll see.
you
We'll
know,
see. We'll see.
we'll see. It's hot.
Good life
People
going.
got
It's
stuff to
hot,
do.
you
We're
know.
busy. I be
We'll see.
outside, you
The
know.
summertime is our vacation. We get back tap into winning football, but we like to tap in every once in a while and do something. Yeah. Summertime, man.
We ain't stressing. You ain't stressing. It's all good. We'll see y'all sometime soon. All right. Bye.
Bye.